Hi there. Now, as you know, these little DJI gimbals, Pocket 2 gimbals are fantastic, but one thing I do find is I keep losing the wide angle lens that attach onto the front. I have tried increasing the magnetism of it by sticking it on a really powerful magnet like this. It does seem to increase it, but it doesn't increase it enough to stop the thing falling off. And so I thought what I would do is glue it with a piece of string. Now it might work, it might not, but this string is strong, and if I glue it to that and glue it to the side of the gimbal, should the magnet fall off, then I shouldn't lose it. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but it's certainly worth a try. First thing I'm going to do is put several knots in the end of it, so that basically there's a larger area for the glue to work, and then I'll cut the surplus off. So I'll might take me a minute or two to get all the flaming little knots all to be in the same place. So I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Now then, I've basically made a little ball of a knot there. I'm then going to attach this to the right hand side when you look at it, about halfway down, round about here. I've got the wireless extension on here, but I'm going to attach it, I would say, about here. Then when it goes in the case, it will be on the outside and it won't be getting knots. So I don't think you can see that. I'm going to attach it down about here, round about here on the right hand side. Now I've got some of this Gorilla Glue, but I'm not sure how good this is going to be, but it's quite thick. Right, I'm just going to kind of splash it about in there, get it all nice and caked on thickly. Of course, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing here. This might be the biggest disaster I've ever done, but as long as I don't keep buying these frigging lenses and losing them, I mean, if I'm going on holiday, just how many I've got to take with me? Seems to be about every day that I lose them, so I don't want to buy like 10 lenses. Right, so here we go. Plaster a bit more on and use it as a bit of a, use the screwdriver as a scoop. Oh, I can feel it sticking already because my fingers stuck to the bloody thing. Try and clean the rest of it up if I can. Ow, sticking again. Well, it does seem to be sticking, as long as I don't. There, that's so far so good. Now, I am going to give myself quite a bit extra here, so that when it does its rotating, it's not going to be too short for the gimbal to do its self-test and turn around when you switch it on. So I'm probably going to give myself, I don't know, what's that, 8 inches or so. It might be too much, but I'd rather it too long rather than snagging and not working. So I suppose in a way that was the easy bit. Any idiot can glue a bloody piece of stuff on. Now let's do the same here again. Cut it off, put a load of knots in the end and do the same on the other side. Right, so now I've done about 5 knots altogether. Try and give it a bit larger area. I'll snip it off right near the end so that that little strand doesn't get caught. Don't want it getting like poking in front of the lens. So I'll just cut that off like that. And now, now this is the good bit. No, or maybe not. I'll try. I can't see what I'm doing here. Black on black, really brilliant. I'll try and attach that to there using the trusty old knife again. Now I only want to put the tiniest bit on here as I really need to, because I don't want it affecting the weight at all. So I'm going to try and put it on the outside. And I'm not too bothered if I get any glue on my hands. The main thing is to get the little swine stuck on there. Well, it's not going to win any kind of design awards, but I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for a practical way of stopping losing my lenses, because it's getting to be rather expensive. One thing that I did forget to mention is, if you've got a brand new lens, you should have the protective plastic cover on the front. Now, I did have this on, but I've not knowingly taken it off, but somewhere it's come off. But should you have a little accident and it goes on the lens, then you're pretty well, you've had it, because it's just not gonna work, is it? The optics are all gonna be messed up. So it's best to keep that on whatever you do. Do not get super glue on the lens, because then that's it, you've just had it then, haven't you? So luckily I was quite careful. I was lucky here, not careful. I was lucky, and I've not got anything on the lens, so that is good. Now, one thing I'm doing after it seems to have pretty well set is, it's more workable now, I'm just putting a bit more glue on, just to sort of try and make sure that that is nicely attached. I don't think the weight of the glue on that lens is going to affect the gimbal. I mean, there's less than a very small spot on there and the string has no weight to it. but I know these can be very sensitive to the weight when it goes on the other lens, so I just hope that this pays off. Now I'm going to give it quite a few minutes. Well, I am impatient, so I'll probably give it about 10 minutes and then give it a good wiggle about, try it on there and see if it falls off, if it comes off, and I'm going to give it a bit of a good pull and see if that is secure. Bearing in mind it doesn't need much of it won't get much stress with the weight of the lens. If it happens to fall off the magnet, it's so light it's not going to pull it off the string. I think it'll be okay. So here we go. I mean, I think that might just be okay. Okay, so there you go. So that's what it looks like.